Today I'm going to show you how to make 4-ingredient, no-fat juice pulp crackers in the oven and in the dehydrator. Let's go. First off, you really only need 4 ingredients to make these crackers: gluten-free oats, egg replacer, water, and celery pulp. Everything else is optional. I use the Bob's Red Mill Egg Replacer. The ingredients are potato starch, tapioca flour, baking soda, and psyllium husk fiber. You're going to need to measure out 2 cups of the oats. This part is optional, but I like to toast my oats in the oven. So spread them out nice and even so that they get toasted all evenly, and we're going to stick it in the oven for about 5 minutes at 350 degrees. While that's baking, we're going to measure out 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of poultry seasoning. Here's some ingredients in the poultry seasoning: thyme, sage, onion, celery seed, organic cayenne. We're gonna add some ground cumin, a couple of shakes, I did 2, some black pepper. These are optional, all these are optional. I made my egg replacer egg by using 4 tablespoons egg replacer, 8 tablespoons water. I let it sit for a few minutes till it thickened like this. In the meantime, the oats have been roasting for about 5 minutes. I'm taking them out, I'm stirring them around, and I'm gonna put them back in for another 5 minutes so they can toast on both sides. And just like that, they are done. See how golden brown they are? Yummy and toasty. We're gonna reserve about a 1/4 cup. We're gonna save that for the mix. The rest we're gonna put in the blender and blend into an oat flour. We're going to add the reserved oats into the dry mix along with the blended oat flour. We're going to mix that up really well. And then we're going to add the juice pulp. This is the pulp from 2 stalks that yielded 32 ounces of juice. We're also going to add the egg replacer and mix that all in. We're going to start off using a spoon, but eventually I'm just going to get in there with my hands because it's so much easier. I'm going to add some water. You want to add a couple tablespoons at a time. You want to use the least amount of water. You'll know when you have the right amount of water when the mix kind of sticks together. So now that we have that really mixed well, we're going to spread it out onto this dehydrator silicone mat made by Excalibur, the brand of my dehydrator. So we're going to spread it out nice and thinly. The thinner it is, the faster it will dehydrate. I'm going to put it in the dehydrator at about 165 degrees. In the end, it took about 3 hours to dehydrate completely. Now I'm going to do the second way, and this is going to be baked in the oven. So it could be done or spread a little bit thicker because the temperature will be higher. We'll be baking at 350 degrees. In the end, the oven-baked crackers took about 2.5 hours. I'm checking on the dehydrated crackers. It's time to turn it over halfway through. The darker spots are moist, so we definitely want to leave it in for longer. The same thing with the oven-baked cracker. About halfway through, about an hour or 2 in, you want to turn it over so it gets crispy on both sides. Now that I turned it over, I'm gonna stick it back in the oven for the remaining amount of time, which was about an hour or so more. And a total of 2.5 hours later, we are here, we are done. I'm using my knife to kind of break the crackers into pieces, but I ended up just using my hands. Seemed to be just easier that way. These are super crunchy, super thick too. If anyone likes thick and crunchy crackers, I would suggest the oven baked method. I would, however, refrain from toasting the oats beforehand just because they're already going to be toasted. So I would probably only toast the oats if I'm going to do the crackers solely in the dehydrator. But all in all, it tastes really good. Alright, and I'm checking on the dehydrated crackers. There seems to be one spot that's kind of moist, but I'm taking it out anyways because everything else seems to be dry. So I'm just going to cut these or pull these apart with my hands. These are super thin, super crunchy, super fun, light, and airy. If those are the type of crackers that you like, these are for you. And there we have it, oven baked and dehydrated juice pulp crackers.